guys, it's Quentin, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make this awesome crystal bubble slime. Mine came out looking so cool. It was transparent, and I made it in this lovely shade of baby blue. It made amazing crystal bubbles. It was super stretchy, super fun to make, easy to make, and I can't wait to show you guys how to make it. So let's get started. So I'm just going to show you this really short clip of me playing with the slime a bit, just to give you a bit of an idea of what it's like and see what the final result is. So for the tutorial, you're going to need some clear PVA glue. It has to be clear to make that crystal bubble effect, not white glue. Now I'm using 1 tube of glue, but you can obviously use more if you like. You're going to need a spoon. I'm using a plastic spoon because I don't want to use a metal spoon to mix with. You're also going to need some water. Then you're going to need some borax or slime activator or contact lens solution, whatever you're going to use as your slime activator. Some food coloring. This step is optional, but I wanted to make mine a nice light blue, so I use blue. And the first step that we're going to do is we're going to squeeze out our clear PVA glue into a bowl and add a teaspoon of water. The next step is to mix together the clear PVA glue and your water slowly. I'm doing it slowly to prevent air bubbles. There will still be air bubbles in it, but it won't matter too much. The reason I try to steer slowly is to get them away so that the slime will become crystal clear faster. Also, depending on how much water you use in your slime, it will become crystal clear faster. Obviously, you don't want to add more than 4 teaspoons because then it'll just be super watery and it won't be very good at all. But if you don't put as much water, it'll become a thick putty-like slime, which will be just as fine, but it'll take up to a week to become crystal clear. Now moving on to the next step, after you've had all that water mixed in, and as you can see, there's not very many air bubbles, but you can't see a lot, I'm going to add in my color. I poured a little bit of the dye into the lid of my food coloring, and then I'm actually going to be using a straw. Yes, a straw. So I didn't take off the wrapper of the straw. I used the paper bit, and I'm actually just going to dip it into some dye and get the tip all covered in blue dye. I don't want that much dye because I don't want it to be super dark blue. I want it to be a light blue. On the tip, it sort of looks black, like a dark navy blue. But when I add it in, it's going to become lighter. So I'm just touching the glue mixture with my straw and my food dye, and I'm kind of mixing it in. You don't want to actually mix with it because then the whole straw will be covered in glue, and you won't have as much slime to play with when you're finished. Now, of course, this step is optional. I wanted to add blue dye in, but you could leave it crystal clear or you could add in any color you want. I'm just doing this to give it a light blue color. At this point, we're going to start mixing in the color. I'm mixing it in slowly. And make sure when you're adding the color, you add as little as possible. Therefore, if you don't like the color after you've stirred it in, you can always add in more. But the thing to remember when adding color to your slime or anything, you can always add more, but you can never take away. And that's especially true with slime, as you can't take the color out of the glue mixture. Now I'm going to be creating my borax solution, also known as slime activator. I'm just going to be adding a few pinches of borax powder to a tray of water. Now I just added a few pinches, And depending on how much, it'll be stronger. Your activator will be stronger. But another good way to do it is just to add 2 teaspoons of borax powder into your tray of water. But now I'm going to mix that in with the straw. It doesn't have to be completely gone, but as long as it's all mixed and it's like in the water, it'll be fine. So now I'm going to be adding my activator to my actual slime solution. I'm doing this in fast motion just so it won't take as long. But basically, I'm adding 1/4 teaspoon, 1/4 of a teaspoon at a time of activator, and I'm stirring mine around. But as I didn't mention before, you can use contact lens cleaner solution to also work as slime activator as long as it's got borax in it. So now this is me also doing it fast motion, just so you can see my slime all coming together. Now, obviously, the slime isn't going to come together immediately. You're going to have to keep doing this process for a while. If it's not working, keep trying, because I know this method works. It will take a while, but it will definitely be worth it. So at this point, my slime got super thick, which is indicating that it's about to be ready. I just had to add a bit more borax solution, and it would probably be ready. So I've went ahead and zoomed in, and I've kept stirring it. Now, once it's all finished, you're going to want to pick it up and try to get all the bits off the side. I think I added one more 1/4 teaspoon of solution and then mixed it in just to make sure it wasn't sticky. Now, the way you know it's ready is that you could touch it and it will not stick to your fingers. Obviously, this looks really sticky right now, so it's not ready, but it wasn't sticking to my fingers here, so I was assuming it's about to be ready. So I actually got my fingers in a bit of the solution so I could touch it, and this is a good way to know that it's ready by kneading it and touching it and feeling it just to make sure it is going to be ready to play with. So at this point, I've got the slime with my hands. It's touchable now, and I'm running it all over the bowl to make sure I have every little excess bit of slime from the edges, and making sure that all the slime on the edges is in my big blue slime blob, so I have more to play with when the slime is ready. So I took it out, I got every little bit of slime in there. It's pretty stretchy right now, it's pretty thick, and it's really snappy like you just saw then. It's sort of clear, but it's not crystal clear like the end result. So I put it into a box and left it for a little bit, and then it became really transparent. So this is it after it's finished, guys. It's not completely clear. I left it in for one night and it became pretty good looking, but you can leave it in for more to make it look better. It had little air bubbles like you can see now, but it's really glossy, and I could see through it fine myself. It's really stretchy, really fun to play with, and really easy to make in my opinion, so I would definitely recommend trying it, and there's lots of cool things you can do with it. For example, this slime stretches out to be super crystal clear, like you can see here, and you can also make amazing crystal clear bubbles, which I will show you how to do in a second. So now I'm making a crystal bubble. So I got the slime and I got a straw and I wrapped the tip in it. I wrapped the tip in slime, and then I just started blowing, and then this amazing crystal bubble popped out, and it was so amazing. Obviously, you could do really big ones, and you could even take out the water from this recipe to make the bubbles super thick so that you could touch them for a long time. But it's also really satisfying seeing it pop, because you're left with this crystal slime skin, which in my opinion looks really cool too. Blowing bubbles with the slime is super fun and super satisfying to watch, and I had an amazing time doing it, and I would definitely recommend you try it because it was a whole lot of fun for me. You can make huge ones, and in a second, I think I show you how to make like this gigantic one. Yes. So here I used all my slime, like all the slime I made, I used a whole batch, and I'm just stretching it right now, but in a second, I'll show you the giant bubble I made. So that was my ginormous slime bubble, and I've had so much fun doing this. When I was watching it, I thought it was the most satisfying thing, like the most satisfying slime bubble I ever seen. It was so big and much bigger than I expected it to be. But that's it for this tutorial today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my other vids while you're here, especially my slime ones because I've done a few other slime ones. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at QRodPics, fan me on Musical.ly at QRodVids, and add me on Younow on QRodVids to see when I do any livelies. Not livelies, but like live streams. Yeah. But finally, to end this video, if you make the slime, I hope you had as much fun and success as I had making it. And make sure to leave comments on what I should make for new videos. And thanks for watching. See you guys later.